Good evening and welcome to Gamehater, the show where we clear out our backlog and hate every second of it. I'm Steve, Aaron is with me.
Good evening, everyone.
So this is actually the anniversary episode of Gamehater.
We are at 1 year old now. It is amazing.
Plus or minus a week. And I thought that Little Big Planet 3 would be a good way to celebrate, because as we may recall, Aaron kind of started with streaming and recording Super Mario Maker levels. And Little Big Planet 3 is the Gamehater appropriate equivalent in terms of user-generated platformer stuff.
That does make sense, though. I don't think I'll be able to hate this quite as much as I did some of the Super Mario Maker levels I played.
Yeah, it depends what the fan levels are like. So far, it's been pretty insufferable. We actually ended up going deeper into the game than I normally like for Gamehater, just because of the way it starts. You're immediately bombarded with plot and some nonsense and insufferable narration. And just trying to get enough sound to do a test record was another problem.
Yeah, absolutely.
This guy's just going to sit here talking about his missing pants, waggling his legs like he doesn't even realize he's not wearing pants.
What a douche.
Yeah, I'm not watching that. I guess we're in the opening credits now, because what I really want is to have to hold left to watch credits. Yeah, alright, sack people.
Alright, game, going on with it. We just want to play a game.
Yeah. Oh, I can change my expression. Mario can't change his facial expression.
Now, I know you're eager to get stuck into all this, but please remember the ethos of the Imagisphere. Create and share, and above all, have fun.
And now I can't even play. They're just guiding me through.
Thanks for that, old man. I'll take it from here.
It's like the game has no respect for you whatsoever.
None. None at all. Here, let me give you a tour of the menus while you hold left to watch the opening credits. And, I'll just take over now. Cutscene time.
This definitely feels similar to the intro for Battle Block Theater, and it seems like I imagine that Battle Block Theater might have got its inspiration from the Little Big Planet series. I'm just saying this having not played any of these games before, but it feels like that might have happened.
Yeah, it's possible. I can see what you're saying. Similar narration tone.
Although not nearly as hilarious.
No, not thus far. Hey, we made it to the title screen.
Wow, so that's what we're playing.
Can I skip this? Oh, come on.
They spent a lot of time making this introduction, so you're going to sit down and you're going to enjoy it.
Yeah, I think I played a game once where they sassed me with exactly that. I can't remember what it was. $300 collectibles. Can you find them all?
Do you want to?
We only have like half an hour. It's not
Gotta
even
make
enough
it
time.
count.
Man, if this was Mario Maker, I would have made my own level by now. It would have so many Goombas.
Yeah, that is one nice thing about that. Although, if we were playing Super Mario Maker, you would have been able to make a level with, like maybe a Goomba and a block.
Right.
Because you wouldn't have unlocked everything yet.
That's true. Stacks of Goombas, a couple fire flowers.
Oh, I don't know if you'd have a fire flower yet.
Yeah, it was weird that they made you earn the building blocks.
Yeah, it was one of the weirder decisions they made in that game.
Yeah, at least you got them quick, but still.
Well, you got them quick if you decided to spam just items until they unlocked everything.
Right. Yeah.
Lies in our
Spam blocks, clear the level, spam blocks. That was the way to do it.
Long ago, before the
Are we
negativity
really getting more
of
story about this game?
I don't know.
three gluttonous
I mean,
gargoyles
gargoyles are cool and everything.
Buncombe's bountiful creativity.
I don't think that game doesn't, or like a game shouldn't have story. I feel like a story does enhance a game, but I feel like with a platformer, you don't need that much
Yeah.
narrative.
You don't.
With their speed,
Give me some
their power,
person in my life who needs a rescue and
with their grace.
let me get to it. And just,
It doesn't even have to be a person. Just tell us, hey, our bananas are stolen. We want them back. We'll go get them.
right. Go over there. Your entire goal is to go over there. Now get going.
I would appreciate a platformer that just basically said that there's something to the right. You don't know what it is. Time to go get it. And that's the entire story.
Right. It just turns out to be a huge red herring. There's nothing over there.
But it's fine because, you love red herring because you're playing a seal and you think it's delicious.
Yes, I am on board.
And that's where I mean, we.
So those light bulb guys bossing us around.
Join me, my noble assistant.
And that's not right. They could just say, hey, this light bulb guy is bossing me around. Run to the right to get away from it.
Or go after him and yell at him and ask him why you are drowning my experience with pointless narrative. Do we need a loading screen for more narrative?
Oh, I hope not. But I suspect yes.
I really thought we were going to go into this game liking it.
I know, they could have gone in just a little bit of charm, and a little bit of gameplay.
Let's get down off this mountain. I've got a present.
Alright,
for
running
you.
away.
Oh, how I love the mountain
Okay,
air.
so you can collect
It's
marbles
so
apparently.
It seems to be
airy.
chattering this entire game.
Press up and down on the
What are
left
these
stick
things?
to move in and out of the screen.
Costumes? I haven't earned any costumes yet. Okay, I can jump into the background.
Okay, neat.
Hold down on the left stick and press the action button to jump down a step. If you jump in front of a step,
physics
you'll
are really
automatically
weird.
shift backwards onto it.
Just feel very bouncy.
Yeah, I guess don't appreciate him having to tell us all this stuff though.
No, certainly not.
Did I ever tell you about the time I got stuck in a hat?
I've always been a fan of show,
It's a
don't
true
tell.
story and still relevant today, as the danger of getting
Yeah.
stuck in Little Big Planet is as real as it ever
Steers
was.
and things.
If you find yourself in an impassable crevice or an insurmountable rut, your poppet holds the key
Seem
to
to
your
be
salvation.
trapped
Open it
forever.
with your menu button and
Open
highlight
your
the
menu
key
button and highlight the
action
retry
using
button.
your left stick.
Ah,
Then simply
really?
hold the action button
I have to
until your
actually
little
pay attention to
stitched
get
chum
somewhere.
pops himself
Apparently.
senseless. Don't worry, he'll be back in a jiffy.
Hold to
spat out of
retry.
that last checkpoint you ran past. Good as new.
What?
Did
You
I
don't
ever
retry
tell
and
you
end up
about
going
the time
forward?
I got
This is heresy.
Layer launchers spring you from front to back and back to front.
I gotta get
Give it a
these
shot.
things.
Alright, so you're able to
That's it.
interact with the background.
Bounce in and out like a bouncing in and out thing.
Okay, go team. Oh, I'm stuck here. I get it. Why aren't the levels more interesting?
No, you have to collect it on both sides so you understand how it works.
Excellent
Yeah.
work.
Right and
Your
left, and then
bounding
left
knows
and
no
right.
bounds. Use the action button to trigger blue layer launchers. Use the grab button to climb along a climbable surface.
Okay, what's my grab button? Triangle? No. Circle? No.
Yeah, I wish they would just, instead of saying, use the grab button, just say, hey, use the X button.
Right.
I mean, they're using the word grab or button in the game anyway, so we're already sort of being taken out of the narrative. So just go with it. Just use the square button.
Or well, there's a sign.
You can still
They're
jump while you're climbing.
willing to put a
Just
sign up
press
there,
the
and
action
they still
button.
have to have the guy chatter at me. Why is this a giant cracker?
Because that's the whole theme of the world.
Yeah, I
We're
think
really
it's-
tiny in a world full of food and forks.
Yeah, grotesquely impaled strawberry men.
Well, they're actually
Wonderful
paper
work. I knew you
strawberry
could
man.
do it.
Well, that makes me feel a little bit better.
I'm gonna sort of come out and say this, but I understand that like they put a lot of work into this kind of aesthetic, and I know Nintendo does the same thing for like Yoshi's Woolly World and the Kirby games, but I really don't get into it. It doesn't really do much for me. I mean, it's cute, but it doesn't do anything
Use
for
the
me.
grab button
I-
to take hold of
yeah, I-
spongy bits and the left stick to drag them about.
Sometimes I like it, this kind of stuff. Right now, everything is just so cluttered that it's making it difficult to parse,
Tap the action
you know,
button
what's
while dragging or
what's
pushing
ground
to
and,
give
and what's a
yourself
distraction.
oomph.
Yeah. Especially since there's so much stuff going on in the background for you that you can sometimes interact with, sometimes can't.
Yeah, that's my main source of objection right now. I mean, I imagine as I play, I'll get a little more used to it.
Yeah.
I think where things like Yoshi's Woolly World do well is that it's not just an aesthetic. They add some gameplay mechanics to match
Oh, yes, good
the setting.
work. We are
I see.
amazing.
Well, having not really played them much, so I guess I can't comment too much. It's just that
Grab that old
I know
chair
whenever I see those
and
games,
use
you
the
know,
left
revealed or
stick
whatever,
to
like
swing
it's like,
across.
oh, that's cool. And then I get sort of like, okay, what else you got?
Right. And then you play a different game.
Exactly.
I mean, there's something to be said for trying to make a new and interesting art style.
Oh, for sure. And Sackboy's animations certainly are cute in this game. I'll give it that, especially when he has
he's
that
alright.
little string up there and he was wiggling around trying to stay on top of it. That's kind of cool.
You know, a little bit of a Donkey Kong Country Returns vibe with the whole grabbing and foreground background stuff.
Yeah, I can see that.
And now I'm in the fishbowl.
Now, we must retire to my airship to prepare for our death-defying mission.
See, it's funny because he's secretly plotting to kill us.
Oh, he's our enemy. Yay, we're up to Newton's airship.
Finally.
Welcome to my airborne laboratory. My father made it, of course, but I made some refinements of my own.
And he's gonna keep talking.
That's gonna be the rest of the game.
Look at
Yeah,
us,
clearly.
co-conspirators, primed for our first top-secret mission.
So if we go play a few levels of the
That is our
single
first
player
target,
and then jump
a
into
loathsome locale called
some
Stitches
user-created levels.
Stick it
Yeah,
out
it's
on
probably
mission
for the
board.
best. Get some
In the real
more interesting things going on
slapping
because
stickers
Oh,
being in
yeah.
the beginning of a game, we're not going to get into any kind of exciting stuff right away.
Right.
Have you ever tried peeling a sticker off a cat? Susan
Alright,
was
sticker.
not amused.
Since I'm not allowed to
However,
leave
in
until
the
I've
world
added
of
a
Little
sticker,
Big Planet,
we'll
we
put a
like
big old
things
house
different.
right here.
Yes.
Within those
That means
walls
you're free
lurks
to
a
stick
Why
out
not?
the old bag named Nana.
I think it was okay with that, but it wants you to put something else
Put a
somewhere
face up
now.
there if you can
Alright.
stomach it.
I'm in some trouble with these menus.
I think maybe use that ugly thing right there. What you use? Looks like I go into that second one there.
Oh yeah, if they want something specific.
Maybe, I don't know. I'm not sure how picky he is about this thing. But it looked like that one sticker next to the building would have fit there perfectly. That one right there, the evil Nana thing.
Yeah, let's do it.
Gruesome. But we must brave
Let's
her
go there,
horrors
alright.
and make
It's
our
there.
way up onto the roof.
Wonderful.
One last
Oh, once
Yeah,
it's just giving you the stickers to use.
Yeah, okay.
That
Why
is
should
our
I get to
true
make any
goal,
decisions?
the tin that houses the evil Titan.
The game told you how to do it, and you have to do it the way the game wants you to do it.
Right, never mind the entire inventory.
I've handcrafted something for just this occasion. Going down.
Yeah, to your earlier point, for a platformer, this opening is incredibly tedious.
It really is. A good platformer gives you, if it gives you a tutorial level, it shouldn't take you longer than 5 minutes to get through it. And by the end of it, you should know
Right.
everything you need to know to get through the rest of the
This was
game,
working yesterday.
aside
Right.
from whatever little quirks they introduce along the way.
Fully agree. And I was expecting this to be
Just pick it up, and I can
pretty
show
much
you how use
plotless,
works.
You can't have
based
two
on my
empty
understanding of what
pockets.
this game was.
This is
Yeah, I mean,
precisely
I've
why I
never
want to
really
introduce
dug
you
into
to
Little
the
Big Planet, but
all-new sack
it never struck me as a
Press
game
the
that would be
back
like this,
button
where
to
you're
bring
just
up the
being
sack
bombarded with
pocket.
information
Use
all the
your
time.
left stick
Yeah.
to highlight the particular thing you wish to pull out of the sack pocket.
Such an
then press the
amazing device. Oh, if only Daddy were here to witness it. You can aim it in different directions using the right stick. Point at
Okay.
the back pinwheel and press the R1 button to blow it into motion.
So I have a wind gun.
That's cool. Pretty
Now
neat.
try giving those boxes a blow.
I can dig it.
The pumpinator is bloody marvelous, isn't it? Oh, that
And
button
then
is broken. Press the L1 button to suck it into place.
So you can use it in reverse and suck things up towards you.
Alright, so we've combined Mario and Kirby.
Yeah, it basically is like Kirby and Super Mario Sunshine at the same time.
With a little bit of pinball. Oh, okay, it wants me to boost it now.
You get all the
Like
goodies.
that bear just popped out of nowhere for no reason. That's the kind of stuff that I will not stand for.
It's just completely taking you out of the game.
Now the pod won't wait if we dilly-dally.
I have to worry about bears. Decorations, okay.
Oh yes, when you see it times 2 like that, it means you need to bring a friend. Actually, you can bring up to
Oh,
2
you could be
friends,
playing
right?
this
The
too,
more the
and we
merrier.
could play 2-player.
Oh man, lost opportunity
Here we
there.
are. Activate those
Yeah.
switches, and we'll be on our way.
Oh, not do this whole thing for half an hour.
Well, for 3 marbles.
I feel old.
Time has passed you by.
Brilliant! Join me in this super vertical infiltration station. And to Stitchem Manor we go!
This feels safe.
We'll be fine. It's powered by fan guns.
I mean, why would you want a rocket where the jets are on top of the elevator? I mean, gravity's already gonna take you down anyway.
It's true. Yeah, that's a weird place for the elevator, isn't it? Right in the most dangerous spot of the ship.
And that was the end of Sackboy. His remains were found some hundreds of miles below.
The light bulb man never noticed he was dead, and he's still talking to this very day.
We're worried he might have cracked.
Sackboy, why aren't you using your wind gun to open the coffin door?
Sackboy, use the action button to not be dead anymore.
For health and safety, but a thrilling ride
Sackboy, are you
nonetheless.
listening?
This
Sackboy, if you're not going to use the action button to not be dead anymore, maybe go into your menu and hit retry.
Those dreaded Titans.
Sackboy, press the menu button to rebind the action button.
Crazy crone who lives
Sackboy,
here, I suspect
come on.
to be the prophetic
People are waiting for you.
of those diabolical denizens.
Sackboy, I'm so lonely.
Sackboy, I'm sorry, I never meant for this to happen to you. I should have never dragged you into this.
Stop her. Me? Oh, well, I've got eggs to boil.
I'm getting worried about leaving
Rest assured
Sackboy
I'll
out in
be
the
right
rain.
behind you. Well,
Yeah, I don't think he's made for this kind of weather.
bit of space, obviously.
That stitching looks really crude.
No, he is not well put together. I can't believe they never got Sackboy into like Toy Story.
Yeah, maybe there was a licensing holdup. Maybe Wreck-It Ralph he would have fit.
Yeah, Wreck-It Ralph. That would have been
Wreck-It
perfect.
Wreck-It Ralph remains one of my favorite Disney movies.
I am cautiously optimistic for the sequel.
Yeah, it might work out. They used some details not so long ago.
Oh wow, we're actually playing a level with consequences now. Time to wake up.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I guess Ralph ends up going online. Ends up on a Disney fan site where he gets to hang out with all the princesses.
Yeah, it sounds like they're going to be hitting pretty hard on. They're like, oh, look at this huge library of characters we have now.
Yeah.
Hopefully they don't spend too much time on that and actually, do some video game stuff.
Right. Yeah. I hope it's just like a couple jokes and they move on to video games.
Look at all these stickers you have. If you're playing Paper Mario, you'd be able to kick so much ass right now.
Like 7 Goombas.
Those Goombas wouldn't know what hit them. You'd be able to go up to them and be like, alright, Goombas, this is a stick up.
And then they would laugh at you. I do feel bad. We don't really give Nintendo their due on Gamehater.
Well, we would, but Nintendo managed to make themselves immune by virtue of the fact that their games are too expensive for us to just buy mock.
Yeah, that's pretty much exactly it. They are making phone games now, and we'll make sure to hate on those.
That's true.
Even though phone games are a little bit of an easy target. But when has that stopped us before?
Well, it's also sort of a technical issue too. If you ever get around that, then I do have some games we could dig out and find some proper reasons to hate.
It's true. I've been very, very slowly trying to make it through Color Splash. And I actually like it less than Sticker Star.
Oh, wow.
Which I think is weird because Sticker Star is considered like the worst Mario game.
Mario RPG game? Well,
yeah.
For as much as it counts as an RPG anymore.
Right, that's the main problem.
Well, I mean, like one of the charms of like Mario RPG games is that you have a fun narrative to play through, whether whatever series you're playing, whether it's the original Super Mario RPG, Mario or Luigi, and Paper Mario, but like Sticker Star, as far as I understand, just doesn't have a narrative at all to even bother with.
No, not much of one. Yeah, so there's not much in the way of story. There's not much in the way of the battle system because it's all sticker based.
Yeah, and at that point, it's like, well, why would I want to play this? I'd rather just play a platformer Mario game, especially if I'm going to get the same storyline and
right.
dialogue
and
as I would in a platformer.
Yep.
This whole wind gun though is really opening the game up a lot more.
Yeah, I like the wind gun. It looks like there's slots for other things that might be interesting.
I wish they had, not spent so much time introducing it just to basic gameplay and gave us this wind gun a lot faster. Because like we were like 20 minutes in before we even got to start using it.
It's been that long already.
Man. Might have been some time on the intro, so at the very least it was 15 minutes to get to it.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Yeah, wind gun is not that difficult of a concept either.
No, it's very straightforward. I mean, we didn't need to have the character introduce it to it. We just needed to have it, get to play with it. And
yeah, just tell me what button you need to press.
This whole thing where you're able to go into the background and foreground at will, it's not right. Not how a game should be.
That's right. Games are all about severe limitation. Severe and arbitrary.
Well, I mean, whenever we play a platform where we see stuff in the background, we're like, okay, well, that's stuff we can't deal with. That's
right.
NPC land.
Yeah, now I don't even know if I can deal with something or not.
Oh, you're about to be crushed.
Yep. Doom.
And you're dead. Wait, why don't you just go
Horribly
into the background or the foreground and you'll be fine?
Oh no, I can't. There's nowhere to go.
Pretty sure that was the right choice. But that one looked pretty nice.
Yeah, clearly I chose poorly.
Well, now you can fix your mistake.
Yeah, everything's fine. Sometimes dying is good.
So many things.
I guess I'm going this way. It's usually like the levels are all these huge set pieces. But I mean, still not super interesting gameplay. Better than I expected.
Yeah. I mean, it is giving us some more fun things to do as we go, but
Yeah.
a lot of it feels like you're just, you know, sort of a passenger watching the game do cool things, and you're just like slightly trying to avoid, like with the whole thing with the cat. So like, oh, okay, I guess.
Yeah. I had to blow them into the fire, so that was something, but yeah. Alright, well, let's do one more of these and try to find some fan levels after that.
All right.
Watch, I'll have to do a whole tutorial on how to navigate.
And you're dead.
And I've been horribly crushed. Uh-huh. Onward.
It's like, yeah, you could go get those marbles, but we don't really care enough about that to actually go
No.
grab them. So I guess like these objects we're, you know, collecting are stuff that we can actually use in the whole building phase of it.
Yeah, there's I wasn't able to show it, but there's like a home base place where you can decorate with stickers.
Right.
You're for it now.
So it's all just kind of make your own fun kind of stuff with them.
Yeah. It kind of makes me wonder, like, if it's Super Mario Maker had adopted like sort of a similar thing where it actually had like a sort of a main adventure, you know, not a super long one, but enough to, you know, like where you actually had to unlock your stuff that you can use in the creator.
Yeah. I think we'd be pretty grumpy about that, frankly.
Especially if like there was some stuff that you really wanted to have and it was like really hard to get.
Yes, yeah. So like unlock or beat 100 Mario hard mode just to get the Waluigi sprite. That'd be terrible.
Wait, don't we
Well,
already
where's
have to do
question
stuff
marks?
like that?
We kinda do, don't we? Hey, yeah, you were talking about building blocks though.
Yeah.
I went the wrong way. Come on. I can't do anything.
So
against
when
this
he
one.
shoots his fire things out, can you actually suck them toward you? That way then you can then spit them up at him?
There's an option. I'll try it. If I can convince him.
He's like, he's not a fan of that because he's like, well, I don't want you to do that to me, so...
Do I need to make these hot? Is that the game here? Well, that apparently damaged him.
Yeah, he didn't like that at all.
Hmm.
There we go.
Alright, and I've been hit. Nope, sucking them just makes me get hit by them.
Okay, well, don't do that anymore. So I wonder if actually just spinning those things is enough. You don't actually just hit those. It looked like you wanted to try to bump them into his eye, but
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do, but it doesn't seem to help. What did I do? Did I just die?
I think
Is that,
so.
Is that a game over? Alright, screw it. Yeah, that boss is not good at communicating how to murder him.
I feel like any boss should always make it clear up front what he wants you to do to murder him.
Let me know. Be civilized about it.
And this is how you know, establish, you know, a good working relationship.
planet? No. Play online. Dive in. We're in the process of how this game came out in 2014.
Yeah, but they're still working on it, okay?
Still working on it. Alright, fine. Fine. We'll dive in your beta dive in little Big Planet 3.
Don't worry, any day now they're gonna get it all fixed.
Mm-hmm.
Aha! You're back
Oh,
and
no.
precisely on time.
I don't think this is
Just
necessarily what you
wait
wanted
for
to do.
finishing touches, and your arrival signifies the grand unveiling of, well,
I've been kicked great.
everything. Don't be shy. Toddle up to the pod computer.
They didn't want
and
some
tap on
newbie
the
who actually
menu
looks like
button
Sackboy.
to see just
Right.
what's on offer. Hold on to your socks.
Okay, well, if
We
I've been
won't
kicked, get
fit-
me out of here. Sorry, I'm losing patience with this game very rapidly.
Isn't there just like a way of just going to like generic, randomly created levels?
Recommended genres? I want driving. Let's do a platform shooter.
20,000 swoops under the sea.
20,000 swoops. It's not.
Pick
it's
whatever
not
it lets us
letting me go
play.
down, which is nothing. All right, it's letting me play this one.
This is a
See what you got,
player-made
fan
level.
base. I feel like half this episode is load screens.
Yeah, I know.
How I get you. I want the thing. Circle, drop, blink ball.
Okay.
I'm pressing circle.
I guess maybe we didn't do enough to learn how to play the game.
Yeah, maybe not. Alright, we're going this way. Well, see, I need the... Pressing circle. It's not dropping any blink balls. I've completely lost control of everything.
It's a nightmare.
It's only getting worse.
So I wonder, like, this object we collected, was that something that, like, a player just, like, completely created on their own?
I have no idea.
Like, who would make such a monstrosity except for a player who hated humanity?
That does motivate a lot of players these days. Drop, blink ball. Dropping.
Then again, at the same time, like, I'm not convinced that it was made by a user just because it's not a penis.
It's true. It was a little concerning that it's just a weird dude and not a penis.
Plants. What's he gonna say? Versus zombies!
Which side am I on? Do I get to choose? So then the question is the zombie like some DLC pack or an unlockable, or are the creation tools just that good?
Yeah, I know. It's like, it really makes me wonder. Like, I know people have made a lot of cool stuff in this game, but it's just like, how much
Right.
of this is actually, you know, assets, and how much of it is really original. I guess the way of finding out would be if you could find a level that was like based on Mario, then you would know. Okay, yeah, this is player created.
Right. I'm sure like 1-1 is in here. Is there something I should be doing?
Fighting the zombies.
Okay. is completely ignoring me.
Yeah, he is just a background element.
For all I know, this is an ad for the game. Shoot! Shoot what though?
Shoot that. Can you go back further into the background?
Oh yeah. There it is.
Okay.
Well, that took forever.
Well, now you have 2 blue platforms. Somehow that's
yeah.
gonna do you good.
Yeah, I'm having so much trouble parsing everything here.
Oh, you can wall jump.
So no, that's not actually a thing I can do.
There's one above you now.
Yep. Man, there should have been like a 20-minute tutorial to let me know about.
Yeah, where is our light bulb friend? Tell us about how to do all this stuff. This game sucks when you have to learn how to do things on your own.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Don't they value my time? I shouldn't have to figure out gameplay elements on my own.
Like a peasant.
Come on.
Well, that's a bad thing.
So what this game is missing that Mario has is just the sheer joy of running around and enjoying a game.
Yeah, there are so many platformers you run into where they just have this kind of slower gameplay, and
Yeah.
if it just plays like slowly, where you're especially like when you're more on a puzzle-based game, it sort of takes away from the feel of the game just because you're just not enjoying playing it. You're like, yeah, it's satisfying to solve the mysteries or solve the puzzles or whatever, but it just doesn't have that fun factor.
Right. This game so far has been just so stop and go. I'm like, okay, well, what does the game expect me to do now, and how do I make it happy?
Yeah, just to
But my
show that
reward is more stop and go.
I will criticize Nintendo for their game. That's one reason why I looked at like the Pikmin 3DS game and like have no interest in it, because it feels like it plays something like this would.
Yeah, maybe so. I'm the wrong.
Either way, if this is something that is player created though, it's very impressive.
It is, yeah. Well done to this guy. Oh, come on. It started me in the foreground when I needed to be in the back.
Well,
And I need to not be holding the thing. You can't climb while you're holding the thing, by the way.
Oh, that makes perfect sense.
Well, yeah. Need your hands for climbing, I suppose.
This all felt pretty elaborate.
Yeah. Come back.
This is a really complex stage.
Yeah.
I don't feel like you could make something like this as complex, even with like everything that people have discovered in Mario Maker.
No, I don't think so either.
And it's not just like, design stuff, but just all these kind of mechanical things we're doing.
Right. Yeah, so I'm curious just how intuitive the level editor is.
Yeah, because that's the big thing, is making a level editor that, is easy to understand and easy to use.
Right, yeah, you'll... Oh, I see. They want me to move my spawn points so that when I die... No. That wasn't it. But yeah, you don't want... With this kind of game, you don't want to make it so that only an expert can make a level.
Right.
Oh, okay, that's a warp. Alright, I think I'm getting closer to understanding this. carry momentum? Yes, I do.
Ah, I got a little bit of Portal in there.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, look at the screen. I can barely even see where Sackboy is right now.
Right.
And to me, that's a huge problem. Just conveyance of information is like the number one most important thing in the video game.
Yeah, like you just jumped all the way up there, hitting all the stuff that they planned out, but like it was really hard to follow what was going on there.
Yeah, same. It all worked out, but through no fault of my own.
Yeah. Or those situations where it just happened to work out in your favor.
But even here, the spawning of those guys, well, I was gonna say it prevents me from getting hit, but that clearly wasn't true. Well, this is a problem.
All you have to do is avoid these random guys.
Yeah, well, he's dropping them right in my face. I've had it with this foreground background nonsense. I'm just getting lost. Yeah, maybe the problem is the game is so zoomed out.
Yeah, I mean that makes it hard to sort of figure out what your physics are supposed to be when you're used to his jump physics being up close.
Yeah, especially with the whole super jump situation that I was just dealing with. Was that the game?
Guess so.
Alright, well, apparently I did a terrible job.
By Snake Owl. That's who made the level.
Nicely done, Snake Owl. Okay, so let's see if I can find a level editor.
Create.
This is your profile, and here you get to show
That's
off the
not what
real you. Or at least the...
Not what I'm interested in. Tutorials, acting, don't care. No, stop. Acting. It's not gonna let me make a game, is it?
I mean, you have all this stuff. It probably indicates like just how much work you have to put into make a level. Then.
Yeah. Yeah, clearly it won't be easy.
the
Create
blank
mode.
canvas,
Small
the
selection of tools to
tormentor
start
of the
with.
creative mind.
Let's
Embellish
not
this
do
place
dance
with
mode.
your inventions, creations, notions, emotions, trappings, and love. To work, young sackling. Remember the little big planet ethos. I create, therefore I share.
Alright, well now I'm a frog.
Fantastic.
Cookies bag, basic materials. So yeah, I must be playing levels is unlocking materials to do stuff with. And I can make a huge arrow. Great, okay. So we're halfway to a penis. And it's
I mean, it's not as big
circle.
as what I'm
Right.
used to, but
Well, I mean proportional to a frog. So we got that. For first thing. Cutlery, yeah, that's some cutlery. Oh, I can make
holy smokes!
the Death Star out of spoons and forks.
It's interesting, here you are, planning all that stuff in like a 3D space.
Yeah. And he's just kind of walking through on me. Yeah, so this is a lot more
Yeah,
Mario
so I mean,
Maker.
like it really like you can see like a whole different design philosophy compared to Super Mario Maker, where it's intended for like anybody to just jump in and start creating
Yeah.
levels, just like sort of an intuitive idea, like this is what I want. Whereas this, I mean, like it is a far more powerful tool that you're using here.
But yeah, the barrier for entry is much higher. Much higher. Okay, yeah, I can put a bird here.
Yeah, I mean, we need to have a tit to go with our
Right, so
our
just
giant
push
dick.
There's the bird right there.
I feel like there should be one on each side.
Okay.
Oh, you're stamping it on there.
Sticker, yeah, this is a stamp.
Okay, well, I mean that seems appropriate.
Yeah, we can go with that. The cat leg would go real nice here.
Oh yeah, it looks fantastic.
Should I go the other way? No, it's gotta be this way. Yeah. There we go.
Nice.
Yeah, that's good.
All right, so you got architecture you could probably use in like a building.
Architecture, yep.
Oh, these are stickers though. Still, these aren't actually.
These are still stickers. Yeah, it's not gonna help us. I mean, I can make a background and then pop stickers on it. Suppose.
Right.
Goodies bag. Okay, we can make cheese moon. That's good. Make that real big. The hole's in a good spot. There. Okay. And a sponge. Gotta have not butter. Green tweed, giggling. Stones. Chicken wire. Could I climb this if I use the chicken wire? I have to choose a shape, of course. We'll do an X. We'll just put a big X right over here because
Nobody look at that.
Yeah, let's censor that out.
Actually deleted it, but whatever.
And some fabric, sure.
That is sort of neat that they give you like all these sort of materials, and then like you can just sort of assign it to a shape.
Yeah, but I feel so lost with.
I think to really be able to create something like this, you would really have to get pretty deep into the game and have a good, solid understanding of how everything's supposed to interact with each other. Just jumping straight into this, like.
Oh yeah, this is not the way to do it.
And even then, like, I wonder how well you'd be able to, create in Super Mario Maker if, like, you would never played a Mario game before.
That's a really good point. Just the general design conventions completely lost on you.
But I think this is sort of enough of an idea to get, understand, how the complexity of this whole system works.
Yeah, it looks very, very deep, very complex, very high learning curve, but also I think it's a lot more powerful than like Super Mario Maker is.
Yeah. Oh, so here you are. You're actually interacting with it.
Yeah. Now I'm here.
Can you climb up that big thing in the background there? Can you go that far into the background?
Nope. It's too far back.
So you need to make that a little bit closer to actually be able to do anything with it. Oh, and your moon fell.
Yeah. I wonder why.
Probably had to like hang it by a string.
Yeah, maybe. What was I thinking? Alright, well, I think we've tried out a little bit of everything.
Yeah, at this
Played the
point.
camp level, played the user level, poked around the level editor.
All right, so let's move on to our thoughts then.
Yeah. Not great from what I played. I think the main strength of the game is going to be the user. Really slow, chatty intro, which didn't do the game much justice.
Yeah, it was just too much. Like I enjoy like some of that just because it had the sort of a fun, spontaneous feel to it, but it just went on for so long. It just really
Yeah.
needed to get to the point, let you play the game. And once you play the game for a while, then give us some narrative. At the point we're invested in the game, we won't mind as much that you're slowing us down with the narrative. But if you bombard us at the beginning like that, then it's gonna really tire us out.
Yeah, like the game had the conceit of this guy apparently kidnapping us for his own nefarious purposes. And I wonder if it wouldn't be better if you were just like being Sackboy and hanging out in Happy Sackboy Land, learning the rules of the game, and then like 2 or 3 levels in, you get kidnapped and the plot starts.
Yeah,
Just to help sell me on the gameplay before you start wasting my time.
yeah. And then as far as gameplay goes, we sort of touched on this a lot, but it's just got that sort of slow plotting feel to it that
Mm,
it kind of makes it hard to get really get excited about playing it because it's more about traversing through it and solving the little things that come up against you, as opposed to just
yeah,
playing around for the sheer joy of it. Which
right.
it's kind of a legitimate play style because a lot of games like that, but it's certainly not my cup of tea.
Same here. Yeah, I think the real fun in this game would be touring levels that other people made and just like marveling in their creations.
Yeah, like that zombie versus plant level we played. Like if that was all something where they just created all of that by themselves, and
Yep,
holy smokes, that is incredibly impressive to be able
absolutely.
to create that in a game like this.
Right. But I mean, as it stands, the level, the design of the level was more fun than the gameplay on the level,
Yeah,
and that's the root problem I think with this game from what we played.
yeah. And again, I mean, this is just our impressions of it from playing what we did. I'm sure it's a lot deeper than it might look, but
Right.
just from like this like 1 hour we played of it, I was hoping for more of this game, more from this game, and I guess didn't feel like we really got it. And I feel like a game like this should be able to leave like a really good impression in a very short amount of time, just
It
because
should.
its presentation looked so good, and yet it held it back so much of us trying to
Right.
get in there.
Yeah, and you compare it to a game like Mario Maker because it's an obvious game to compare it to. They're both platformers with a, a substantial level editor, and then the real meat of the game is the level editor and then playing people's levels. And Mario Maker, it's automatically going to be a little bit more loved because Mario is an iconic, beloved character, and just seeing him on a screen makes you happy. Um, Sackboy doesn't have that effect, but
Then again, he might if you had played the first two. So I mean, it's hard
maybe so.
to judge that
Right,
nostalgia factor.
right. So when you make that comparison, you have to take that into consideration, regardless. But when it comes to Mario, Mario excels at just sheer joy of movement, and even a lot of the fan created levels tried to capitalize on that, where you're rushing around, you're trying to move in different ways, and some of them are just designed to kill you as fast as possible. Some of them are trying to impress you, but there's plenty of levels that are just fun to play,
Right.
and that fun to play factor comes all it all comes back to move mechanics with the platform. And I could already tell that this game was more about going around and taking in the scenery than anything else.
Yeah. And you really can't build a game around that, especially when you have so much going on in the scenery that it takes away from the game itself, which is something we kept running into, whether it was the actual levels from the game itself or, fan generated stuff.
Right. Yeah, and I'm sure the fans devote a ton of time and effort into their levels.
Yeah,
They certainly deserve credit for that.
right. So I would say, it's a very powerful, game that they built here. It's certainly impressive what they put into it, but as far as actual fun factor, I don't think I would enjoy playing it that much, but it's certainly, incredible to look at. And
Yeah,
that's sort of
that's
my
about what
final thought on it.
yeah. Oh, and the game is currently showing a montage, but you can't see it because I think you got booted off.
Yeah, I just got booted up, but that's fine. We're already on the Gamehater logo.
Right. This is basically a trailer. Anyhow, so final rating. Um, you can just listen to me talk for an hour and take the words that I say and arrange them into a review that you find pleasing and make all your friends read it.
All right, and my final rating is not going to be anything exceptionally clever. I'm just going to say that it looked pretty, but I wasn't impressed. So I'm going to give it a sort of half-hearted thumbs down.
All right. Well, disappointed is what we go for on this show.
Indeed.
And that was Gamehater reviewing Little Big Planet 3. By the way, this was something we got as a PS Plus freebie on PlayStation 4. And for that, we hate Sony, we hate this game, and we're going to bed. Good night.
Good night.